Hi everyone. Thank you for attending Secrets to All-in-One Job Costing by Foundation Software. My name is Tom Greco and I'm one of the regional sales managers here at Foundation Software. A couple housekeeping items to go over before we get started. Currently, everybody attending the webinar is in mute-only mode. And for those that have questions, please refer to the area within your GoToMeeting player where you can key in those questions and we will take a look at those questions at the end of today's presentation. The topics that we're going to cover today are what are the benefits of using a construction-specific accounting solution, the difference best-of-breed accounting solutions can make in job costing, and a live preview of Foundation Software. Some of the advantages of using a construction-specific software are access to your information securely and anywhere, in-house personalized training and support, and integrations with Payroll for Construction, WorkMax, McCormick, The Edge, Safety HQ, and much more. Let's talk about the difference best-of-breed software can make in job costing. By utilizing a tool like Foundation, we are able to build easy job budgets with your company's own job cost structure, compare project performance against estimated revenue, costs, labor hours, and potentially quantities, track and report change orders by status, and instantly update budget detail on approval, automatic certified payroll, custom reports, and specialized billings, job cost reporting, work in progress, bonding reports, variance, percent complete, production reporting, and being able to zero in on your profit margins by creating those custom reports. Now that we've talked about some of the benefits of using Foundation Software as a job cost accounting solution, let's go ahead and jump into the software and take a look at some of the job costing reports and talk about some of the different highlights of why Foundation is America's #1 construction accounting specific software. On my screen is one of the system-provided executive dashboard modules. This tool integrates with the accounting side and minimizes the time and effort for things that we do in accounting to be present in our reports within job costing. The big push with Foundation Software is efficiency. Being able to make more time for us to do different things and not necessarily bind us down with all the different manual reporting and back and forth data entry that occurs with what we consider off-the-shelf solutions. With Foundation being construction specific, whether I'm an owner, project manager, or somebody in accounting, I should be able to come into the software, whether it be once a day, every other day, once a week, and I can be confident that if information is going into the system, I'm going to be seeing that information in real time. With the dashboard, there's several tabs, but we're going to focus today on the job costing side. As you can see on the screen, we have bar charts, and we have also an ability to see percentage of completion. Within the tool itself, it's designed to be drilled down, it's designed to be clicked in, and it's designed to take you to different levels within the system. If I just simply drill into the graph here, this is going to give me a high-level 30,000-foot view of each active project that currently lives in the system. One major difference between Foundation Software and other off-the-shelf solutions in the job costing area is going to be change orders. So one of the highlights that we talked about was real-time tracking of change orders. As we look at these reports, we can be confident that change orders are going into now our accounting solution. We do not require you to have to track down 5 people to wonder where their change orders are. They're now all in one place. I'm able to see each project. I'm able to see updated contract amounts, budgeted amounts, potential profit, and then I'm able to see what's really going on in each project. The billings, the cost, and the actual gross profit. Percentage of completion is something that we'll see throughout the software. And most important, we're going to be able to track now whether our jobs are underbilled or overbilled. Now from this report, if I want to select a specific project and start to drill into some of the details of that project, all I do is simply point and click. So in this case, we drilled into the Midwest Turnpike job. And from this job summary report, we've taken all those larger numbers and we've placed them all in one area and we've organized them neatly into one report. So I'm able to see every billing that's gone out the door, all my retainage, all my job cost, my budgets, my change orders. And for those that issue subcontracts or purchase orders, I now have an ability to have that within my accounting system so I can see committed cost breakdown per project. Now, if any area I want to drill into, all I simply do again is point and click. One of the more popular areas within job costing is being able to take this cost to date information and drill directly into it. All I simply do is click on job cost detail, and it's going to take me to this nice cost code driven estimate versus actual report. With Foundation, as opposed to other off-the-shelf solutions, cost codes are going to be very important to us. So now we have an accounting solution that gives us the level of detail that we need without having to do these reports in multiple places. As we talked about before with the integration with estimating solutions, we have our own estimating solutions as well as we integrate with other third-party solutions, with the goal in mind of having these budgets go into the system with less manual entry than maybe what you're currently used to. As we review this report, we're able to see estimate versus actual and what people may refer to as variance or remaining cost broken down by each cost code. Now within this report, I can then click on a specific cost code and I get that next layer underneath it. So each cost code is going to feed into what we consider kind of those standard categories, such as labor, materials, subcontract dollars. So now we can further extend that cost code out where now we can start to begin to analyze each layer of cost within the specific cost code. Let's take labor, for example. We've estimated $10,500. We've spent close to $4,500. Now I know exactly how much remaining labor dollars I have on this job. Same thing with the hours. I've estimated 720 hours. I've used 377. So now I know that I only have 343 remaining hours. Now here comes the good question. Well, how the heck do we use 377 hours? We can simply just go to labor, drill right into that labor category, and it allows us to drill all the way into the accounting detail here. These are all the time cards that were entered into Foundation, and whether they were entered in manually through a third-party timekeeping or one of our solutions. They're all integrated, they're all fully job costed as they go into the system. So now in turn, I could go directly into the labor category and see every dollar of labor, every hour. If we're doing any type of union-specific payroll, I can see what trade classification they're used. I can see whether it's straight time or overtime. And I don't need anything special. I just need to perform my payroll directly in Foundation. Changing gears, let's take a look at materials here. Well, why am I over budget on materials? Once again, all the details are going to be provided to me within the same report. I don't need to track down accounting figures. All I need to do once again is just simply point and click. This allows me to drill directly into materials, see every accounts payable invoice that's coded to that project, and most specifically coded to that cost code. If any of these material invoices look out of place or look incorrect, I can actually take it a step further and drill directly into that transaction, and this little paperclip icon would allow me to drill directly into a copy of the invoice. So our goal here is to provide you with as much detail as we can, allow you to just simply point and click and drill into as far as level detail as you want. Also within job costing, change orders. So if we're going to be analyzing change orders in real time, we want a place where we can have all those change orders living in our accounting solution. By simply drilling into the change order detail, I'm always able to see where the original job budget and job contract started, my aggregate number of change orders, and then finally my revised contract, my revised budget, and my potential revised profit. All my change orders were in one place. I can once again drill into any change order and also see how it affected the original budget. So everything's going to be living in one place. I don't need to track it down to multiple reports or multiple spreadsheets. It's all in one area, and all I do is just simply point and click. For those that issue purchase orders or subcontracts, with off-the-shelf solutions, they tend to be very manual and they tend to be tracked in multiple places. With a job-specific accounting solution, we now have all those committed costs in our accounting solution, where then now we can drill directly into this project, see every subcontractor purchase orders that have been coded to this job, see the amount of every purchase order, any change orders that flow through that also affect any commitments, what's been invoiced to date, and most important, what's remaining committed. So now that we've taken a look at some of the sample reports that you can easily get out of Foundation software, let's talk about the data entry that goes into the system. I'm going to go ahead and minimize the dashboard here, and let's get you out to the main menu of Foundation software. With Foundation software, we categorize as a very user-friendly solution with a simple and clean layout. So all the modules are pretty much uniform in the different functions that you can go within each module. We do offer additional modules on top of our core accounting system, which are going to be equipment tracking. So for those that have any type of equipment needs of tracking equipment in the field, recording utilization hours or utilization rates, that is something now we can do in our accounting solution. For those that need to track inventory, warehouse-driven inventory, receive inventory, physical counts, also something now that we can do within our accounting solution. Our time and material module is probably one of our most powerful modules. It has an ability to reach throughout the software, gather cost, mark that cost up, and automatically pull it into a time and material invoice. Fixed assets is now a place where we can do our depreciation. And we also work with contractors that not only do job costing, but also have a service division. So we want to be a solution that works for any and all contractors that not only look to improve in job costing, but look to improve overall throughout accounting. In the system itself, it's easy to navigate if I want to set up a new project. I don't have to click 800 times to get to where I need to be. And pretty much we try to have it uniform to be around 2 clicks to get to where any area you need to be in the system. So one of the other areas of job costing that's important that we touched on is certified payroll. So if we have anybody that works with multiple states, multiple unions, or government payroll or certified payroll, it's something that we really excel in. So as we create jobs in the system, we're going to have the standard job number, job name sequence. But now we can begin to attach a lot more information to our project that's going to assist us in job costing. So being able to attach my customer or being able to attach my project manager so that maybe at the back end, I might want to run reports by project manager, see how efficient or how inefficient they are. If I have jobs in multiple states and potentially need to produce, let's say, a gross profit report by state, I can simply attach that state to the job, which then would allow me, again, on the back end, to be able to sort my job cost reports based on any criteria I look for. If I do different types of work, maybe I do industrial work and commercial work, once again, more sorting options. For those that perform payroll in multiple states or have local tax needs, we handle multiple state payroll, and we also have our own payroll service, Payroll for Construction, that could potentially process your payroll for you. Now let's talk about certified payroll. It's just as easy as checking this box here. This is going to allow us at any given point in time within our payroll module to produce automatic, electronic, or paper copy certifieds. We can also work with contractors that either work in multiple unions or have contractors that need different pay rates based on the project that they're working on. Once again, everything driven off the job to further assist us in our other modules. So at this point, I can attach a prevailing wage scale to this job, as well as fringes, and be able to have those automatically calculate as labor goes into the system. So the setting up a project, fairly simple, but definitely different than an off-the-shelf system, where we're looking to have the job set up do a lot more for us in job costing and other modules than maybe just a simple job number and job name. Billings. Being able to do construction-specific billings are things that we've done well over 30 years. So for those that are currently doing any type of AIA billings or any type of billings that require different formats, you no longer have to do those in Excel, which we find to be very inefficient, leave room for error, and cause nothing but headaches. With a construction-specific accounting solution like Foundation, we can now have our AIA billings directly in our accounting system. Within Foundation, we can set up the cover sheet with all the necessary job information that would pull into what we consider 702. On the billing tab, we can have a very detailed schedule of values where not only our original line items are reflected, but all of our cost codes and change orders are reflected as well. I simply only have to go in and either fill in a % complete or completed this period. I can calculate the retainage directly out of the system. And now instead of me manually doing this in Excel, it's part of my accounting system, and it comes directly out of the accounting system, ready to go, not only for purposes of being able to produce this specific form, but also being able to update the accounting system as a whole. So here we have our cover sheet, and Foundation will also produce the schedule values. If we need non-specific construction billing, maybe I just need a simple lump sum invoice. Once again, we're looking to do majority of these functions within Foundation. We're always looking at job cost revenue, We're always looking to produce a customized bill to have it be formatted to your specifications. And let's say I just need to do a simple $10,000 invoice just to get it out the door. Doesn't take very much time to do, and I can email these invoices directly from the software. Certified payroll. One of the things that I find takes contractors potentially days, hours, potentially weeks. With the system being an efficient job cost accounting solution, that is something I should be able to do instantaneously. So within our payroll module, we have different formats of certified payroll. We have other different reports that you can produce directly out of the system, but let's focus on certified payroll. We have every electronic format that currently exists. So whether we need the California DIR XML formatted file, any of the Ash to Where formats, EMARS, ePrism, LCP Tracker, all provided directly in the system with the goal in mind of us creating the file and you uploading it directly to whatever entity you need to upload that file to. Now, if we need the standard paper copy forms, once again, we've spent the time job costing the labor. We've spent the time producing the payroll out of the system. We shouldn't have to spend any more time producing any certifieds. So these should be something that comes directly out of the system as opposed to us constantly having to do these in Excel. We simply put a date range in, run the certified payroll form. It is completely completed by Foundation. So we'll have every format that you can think of under the sun, whether they be state-specific or in this case, this one being the United States labor format. Now, as we do the accounting within the software, month-end, quarter-end, potentially year-end, one of the other major features of the system is the system's ability to produce a work in progress, or what we call an over-under billing report. From my experience, this potentially takes, once again, days, months, and is a nightmare if you have all this various job costing information in multiple places. The goal with Foundation is to pull it all together. Once again, everything lives in the software, therefore I should be able to get it directly back out of the system. So instead of me having to do these manually, they now come directly out of our accounting system, where the work in progress reports are no longer a thing that's going to take days, months, weeks. It's going to take minutes. So with the system having all of our original job budgets, we talked a little bit about change orders. We did a little bit of labor, materials, billings. All this information lives directly in Foundation. That means anytime I need to produce a report like this, it should be something that I can get to pretty quickly. And if needed, the report can also make the adjustment to the general ledger on a monthly, quarterly, yearly basis. Now, we talked a little bit about what we consider standard reports, standard modules. Let's talk about the nice flexibility of Foundation's reporting. So as we focus on the subject of job costing, we looked at a couple of different estimate versus actual reports, committed cost-driven reports. Let's say that what the system provides potentially might not be what I'm looking for, or maybe I want just a little bit more information. How easy or how hard is it for me to create my own custom reports? It's probably one of the more popular areas for our existing customer base, is being able to come directly into their accounting system and not have to utilize a third-party tool or try to necessarily be a computer programmer to create their own custom reports. I should be able to come directly into the system. And what we've done is we've built a very user-friendly tool that lives inside the accounting system that makes creating custom reports a breeze. All the fields make sense. So everybody can understand what a job ID is, what a job name is, what costs are, what hours are. So we have every major field of job costing at your fingertips. And all we need to do to create a custom report is either click and drag or double click. And as I develop these reports, I have access to every major area within job costing. If my go-to report starts with labor hours to date by project, I can find that and I can either click and drag or double click. If I'm also interested in maybe material dollars, so I'm going to start picking just random things here just to kind of show you how flexible it is. Let's throw some income to date, and let's also throw in some received job dollars. Now, if I want, I can also create customized formulas and calculations that can take various capsules within the report and allow me to expand on just your standard fields that I'm pulling over. So I can create a custom report and have it look exactly how I want with the information that I want that's coming directly out of Foundation. If I need to relabel any of these to be called exactly maybe what I'm used to in my previous system, or what I'm looking for, I can come in and relabel them and put different settings on them with the goal in mind of us creating this custom report one time and having it be accessible to anybody and everybody within one system. Now that we covered some of the highlights of Foundation Software's job cost accounting, I'd like to take a moment to mention that we did not cover all the modules today. So for those that are interested in maybe setting up a scheduled one-on-one demonstration, please feel free to contact me, Tom Greco, at tjg@foundationsoft.com. With that being said, let's get into some questions.
And with the questions, there's an area within your GoToMeeting player where you can just simply key those questions in, and with time permitted, I'll go ahead and get to as many questions as I can. First question being, you mentioned timekeeping solutions. What is the name of your timekeeping solution? Our current timekeeping solution, it's called WorkMax. So it is a application that can be installed on anyone's device where, it directly integrates with Foundation from, creating jobs, so those jobs pushing out to the timekeeping solution. As far as cost codes, when an employee enters their time from the field, it knows to keep them within the job budgeted cost code, so it kind of keeps them in line. It does facial recognition, GPS tagging, forms, equipment allocation. So it's a pretty detailed mobile timekeeping solution. We're pretty excited about it. Directly integrates with payroll so that time can be approved. It can be pushed back into Foundation for really streamlining that payroll process. Next question on the AIA billing side, is that customizable in any way? Um, Not from the Foundation accounting point of view. So from the accounting point of view, they're pretty standardized inside of Foundation. The only area I've ever seen being able to create a customized AIA schedule values would be in our project management suite, Project HQ. That has more of a form designer in there where you can take other or create other types of AIA forms. But as far as the back office Foundation side, it's pretty much consistent with the standard 702, 703, 732, 702 CMA. So not too customizable. But on the project management side, yes. Is there any way to upload job site photos remotely? Yeah, so there's a couple different ways of doing that. And it just depends on my opinion where you envision retrieving those photos. One can definitely be from the timekeeping solution. So that form piece, it's pretty popular where people do their daily reports. So you can capture time from the field as well as create a customized form where then people can go in and answer questions, upload photos, and it'll populate into like a nice routed daily report. Another way of uploading job photos could be also again in Project HQ. There is an area that you can upload prints, photos, contracts, RFI submittals, signed change orders. And then the third area would be our document imaging module inside of Foundation. So it just depends on where you envision those people accessing those photos. We give you multiple ways of doing it. It's just at the end of the day, are we looking at those photos in Foundation? Do we want to see them on a daily report form? Or are we looking to look at those in project management? Next question, is your software cloud-based, server-based, or is it a choice when purchasing? So I would say 98% of our new users are all cloud-based. We do have some here and there that like to host it themselves. We do entertain that depending on the needs of that customer. So to best categorize it, mostly cloud, but then we do offer server as well. All right, I think that's all the questions we have. Yeah, if anybody's interested in any questions maybe that we haven't covered or anything, after our time today, yeah, please feel free to reach out anytime. My contact information, my email address, tjg@foundationsoft.com is probably the easiest, quickest way. And then, for those that need to set up a little bit more of an in-depth demo, I can definitely do that. All right. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for attending today. If anybody needs anything, always feel free to reach out anytime. Be more than happy to help. Hope everybody has a wonderful day. Stay safe and have a great day.